It's Lily here, your friendly neighborhood ghost hunter. You wouldn't believe the adventure I'm about to share. It's got mystery, suspense, a dash of romance, and a ghost? You see, I ended up falling for a ghost. Growing up in a family of paranormal investigators, the afterlife was my playground. I'd spent countless nights communicating with spirits, cleansing haunted houses, and helping trapped souls find peace. But I never expected to stumble across a ghost who would change my entire perception of the spectral world and my heart. It all started on a stormy night when I was called to investigate the historic Blackwood Mansion. The owner had reported strange phenomena, objects moving on their own, whispering voices, cold spots, typical ghost stuff. Except he insisted that the spirit seemed lonely. I found the notion bizarre, but I took up the job anyway. Walking into the grand, eerie mansion, I felt a shiver course down my spine. Goosebumps sprang up on my arms, a sure sign of spectral presence. "Hello? Anyone here?" I called out tentatively. My voice echoed through the sprawling corridors.
"Finally, someone who can hear me."
A deep male voice resonated. I spun around to find a translucent figure standing by the staircase. He looked to be in his late teens, wearing an old-fashioned suit and a hauntingly beautiful smile.
"You're not like the others, are you?"
"I guess not," I said, eyes wide with fascination. "I'm Lily, a paranormal investigator."
"And I'm Ethan,"
the ghost responded, his expression warm. Over the next few days, we interacted constantly. Ethan was a charmer. He was funny, smart, and incredibly sweet. He'd lived in the mansion in the 1800s and died under mysterious circumstances. Now he was just a lonely soul looking for company. As we spent time together, I began to feel a strange connection with Ethan. I loved his quick wit, his wisdom, and his transparency, both literally and metaphorically. He confessed that he felt the same way about me. Our conversations became the highlight of my day. The mansion, once a symbol of dread, now felt like home. One day, as we laughed over one of Ethan's stories from his past, he paused, looking at me with those spectral eyes that somehow sparkled.
"Lily, do you believe a ghost and a human can be in love?"
My heart throbbed. "Ethan, are you saying—"
"Yes, Lily,"
he said.
"I think I've fallen in love with you."
And then it hit me. The late-night talks, the connection we shared, the longing I felt when we were apart. I was in love with Ethan, too. I think I love you, too, Ethan," I confessed, tears welling up in my eyes. How could this be? I was a ghost hunter, and he was a ghost. But even with the impossibility of our situation, our feelings for each other didn't wane. Instead, we cherished our moments together. We'd dance in the grand ballroom, share stories by the fireplace, gaze at the stars through the broken mansion roof. We even managed to share a kiss, or at least the spectral equivalent of it. But reality always has a way of crashing down on you. One day, I found a letter in the mansion's library. It revealed the truth about Ethan's death. He had been murdered. And worse, if his spirit didn't move on soon, he would be trapped in the mansion forever, becoming a malevolent spirit. Tears streaked down my face as I confronted Ethan. "Is it true, Ethan? Were you murdered?" Ethan sighed, his spectral shoulders sagging.
"Yes, Lily,"
he admitted.
"But I don't care about that. I don't want to leave you."
But I knew what I had to do. "Ethan," I choked out, "I love you, but I can't let you become something you're not." Despite the heartache, I knew we had to uncover Ethan's past. He led me through memories, a spectral tour guide to his life. Through his eyes, I saw the Blackwood Mansion of the 1800s, filled with grandeur and life. Ethan was the only child of a wealthy industrialist. He was beloved, yet tragically misunderstood. A man ahead of his time, rejected for his ideas and dreams. Ethan guided me to a portrait of a man named Henry.
"He was my father's business partner,"
Ethan explained, his voice tinged with regret.
"I thought he was my friend."
We delved deeper into Ethan's memories. He showed me scenes of him and Henry working on projects together. But the bond turned sour when Ethan discovered that Henry was embezzling money from his father's business. Ethan planned to expose Henry, but before he could, Henry poisoned him. An untimely death masked as an illness. Once the truth was revealed, we decided to confront Henry. As a spirit, Ethan led me to Henry's grave. Under the moonlight, I narrated the evidence of his betrayal and Ethan's unjust death. Ethan's spirit stood beside me, his face a mixture of sorrow and satisfaction.
You don't own me anymore, Henry. I'm not your secret to keep,
Ethan declared, his voice echoing through the still night. Suddenly, the atmosphere shifted. A spectral light, warm and inviting, started to emanate from Ethan. His once translucent figure now flickered like a flame fighting the wind. He was ready to move on. "Ethan?" I gasped, my heart pounding as I reached out to him.
Lily.
He whispered, his spectral eyes filled with love and peace.
It's time.
I could only nod, tears streaming down my face as I watched the ghost I'd fallen in love with preparing to leave. We'd unearthed the truth, but it had come at a cost. A cost that both of us were willing to pay for the sake of love and justice.
Lily.
Ethan whispered, reaching out for me.
I love you. I always will.
I love you too, Ethan, I replied, tears streaming down my face. I reached out, my hand passing through his as he faded away, leaving behind a sense of peace and a whisper of love. And that's the story of how this ghost hunter fell in love with a ghost. It's strange, right? Even now, I sometimes feel Ethan's presence around me, and every time I do, I remember our love as tangible as it was intangible. And that's the thing about love. It's not bound by physicality. It transcends life and death, reality, and the paranormal. So yeah, I fell in love with a ghost. And it was the most real thing I've ever felt. That's it. That was my story. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to not miss the next one. See you soon.